The Harpy Eagle, often revered as the king of the birds in the rainforest canopy, is a magnificent and imposing raptor native to the tropical lowland forests of Central and South America. Its striking appearance and formidable size make it one of the most iconic birds of prey in the world. Standing as tall as 3 feet, 90 centimeters, and boasting a wingspan that can exceed 7 feet, 2.1 meters, the Harpy Eagle is a sight to behold. Its robust build, massive talons, and distinctive crest of feathers atop its head give it an unmistakable presence. The powerful curved beak, designed for tearing flesh, completes its fearsome visage. Despite its impressive size, the Harpy Eagle is an agile and adept hunter, primarily preying on tree-dwelling mammals such as sloths and monkeys. With keen eyesight and stealthy tactics, it can navigate the dense rainforest canopy with remarkable precision, striking swiftly and decisively to capture its prey. However, the Harpy Eagle's majestic appearance and hunting prowess belie its vulnerability to habitat loss and human encroachment. Deforestation threatens the vast expanses of rainforest that are its home, placing this magnificent species at risk of decline. Nevertheless, efforts to conserve and protect the Harpy Eagle and its habitat are underway, driven by a recognition of its importance as a flagship species for the preservation of the rich biodiversity of the rainforest. Through education, research, and conservation initiatives, there is hope that these awe-inspiring birds will continue to soar through the skies of the American tropics for generations to come. The behavior of Harpy Eagles is as fascinating as their impressive appearance. These apex predators exhibit a range of behaviors that reflect their specialized role in the rainforest ecosystem. Territoriality. Harpy eagles are highly territorial birds, with each pair occupying a large territory that can span several square miles. They vigorously defend their territory from intruders, using vocalizations and displays of dominance to assert their presence. Hunting. Harpy eagles are expert hunters, primarily targeting tree-dwelling mammals such as sloths, monkeys, and tree porcupines. They use their keen eyesight to spot prey from great distances and their powerful talons to swiftly capture and dispatch their quarry. Nesting. Harpy eagles build large nests high in the canopy of tall trees, often using a platform of sticks lined with softer materials such as leaves and moss. These nests can be several feet in diameter and are reused by the breeding pair year after year. Parental care. Harpy eagles exhibit remarkable parental care, with both parents participating in the incubation of eggs and the rearing of young. After hatching, the chicks are fed a diet of regurgitated food by both parents until they are old enough to begin hunting on their own. Vocalizations. Harpy eagles communicate through a variety of vocalizations, including loud screams and whistles. These calls serve to establish territory, communicate with mates and offspring, and warn of potential threats. Social behavior. While Harpy eagles are typically solitary birds outside of the breeding season, they may occasionally gather in loose groups around abundant food sources or communal roosting sites. Thermoregulation. In hot climates, Harpy eagles may engage in behaviors such as panting and seeking shade to regulate their body temperature and avoid overheating. Conservation behavior. Due to habitat loss and other human impacts, Harpy eagles are facing increasing threats to their survival. Conservation efforts are crucial for protecting these magnificent birds and their habitat, including initiatives focused on habitat preservation, research, and community education. Overall, the behavior of Harpy eagles reflects their adaptation to life in the dense rainforest canopy, where they play a vital role as top predators and stewards of the ecosystem. Understanding and preserving their behavior is essential for ensuring the continued survival of this iconic species. While Harpy eagles are not typically described as friendly in the way we might think of domesticated animals or highly social species, they do exhibit certain behaviors that suggest a degree of tolerance or indifference toward human presence under certain circumstances. Curiosity. Like many wild animals, Harpy eagles may display curiosity towards humans, particularly if they encounter them in their natural habitat. They might observe humans from a distance or even approach closer out of curiosity, although they generally prefer to avoid direct contact. Tolerance of researchers. In areas where harpy eagles are studied by researchers, they may become accustomed to the presence of humans over time. Researchers who spend significant time observing these birds often report that the eagles become more habituated to their presence, allowing for closer observation without causing undue stress to the birds. Tolerance of human activity. In some regions where human activity is common, such as certain parts of their range in Central and South America, harpy eagles may become habituated to human presence to some extent. While they generally avoid densely populated areas, they may tolerate moderate levels of human activity in more remote or less disturbed habitats. Interaction with conservationists. In cases where harpy eagles are the focus of conservation efforts, they may indirectly benefit from interactions with conservationists and wildlife enthusiasts who work to protect their habitat and raise awareness about their conservation needs. While the eagles themselves may not seek out human interaction, they may indirectly benefit from the efforts of those who advocate for their conservation. It's important to note that while harpy eagles may exhibit some degree of tolerance or indifference towards humans under certain circumstances, they are fundamentally wild animals and should be respected as such. Encounters with humans should be limited and conducted with the utmost care to minimize disturbance and ensure the well-being of the birds and their habitat. The harpy eagle, as a top predator in its ecosystem, plays a crucial role in maintaining the balance and health of its habitat. Here are several advantages that harpy eagles provide to their environment. Regulation of prey populations. Harpy eagles help regulate the populations of their prey species, such as sloths, monkeys, and tree-dwelling mammals. By controlling the numbers of these animals, they prevent overgrazing of vegetation and maintain the diversity and structure of the forest ecosystem. Seed dispersal. Harpy eagles contribute to seed dispersal by consuming fruits and small mammals, then depositing seeds in their droppings as they move throughout their territory. This helps to spread plant species and promote forest regeneration and biodiversity. Top predator control. As apex predators, harpy eagles help control the populations of other predators within their ecosystem. By preying on smaller carnivores like ocelots, margays, and smaller birds of prey, they prevent these animals from becoming overabundant and disrupting the balance of the food web. Indicator species for ecosystem health. The presence of harpy eagles serves as an indicator of the overall health and integrity of their habitat. Healthy populations of harpy eagles suggest a well-functioning ecosystem with sufficient prey availability and intact forest structure. Ecotourism and economic benefits. Harpy eagles can also provide economic benefits through ecotourism activities, such as birdwatching and wildlife photography. Protected areas where harpy eagles are present can attract tourists, generating revenue for local communities and providing incentives for conservation efforts. Cultural and spiritual significance. In many indigenous cultures of Central and South America, harpy eagles hold cultural and spiritual significance as symbols of power, freedom, and the natural world. Protecting these birds helps preserve traditional beliefs and practices that are deeply intertwined with the natural environment. Overall, the presence of harpy eagles confers numerous advantages to their ecosystem, ranging from ecological benefits to cultural and economic value. Protecting these majestic birds and their habitat is essential for maintaining the health and integrity of tropical rainforest ecosystems. While we can't interact directly with harpy eagles in the wild, there are several things people can do to support the conservation of these majestic birds and their habitat. Support conservation organizations. Donate to reputable conservation organizations that focus on protecting harpy eagles and their habitats. These organizations often work on habitat preservation, research, and community education initiatives. Educate others. Raise awareness about the importance of harpy eagles and the threats they face. Share information about their habitat, behavior, and conservation status with friends, family, and your community. Advocate for habitat protection. Support policies and initiatives that promote the conservation of tropical rainforests, which are the primary habitat for harpy eagles. Advocate for the protection of important forested areas and the enforcement of laws against deforestation and habitat destruction. Avoid supporting illegal wildlife trade. Refrain from purchasing products made from harpy eagles or other endangered species. Illegal wildlife trade poses a significant threat to harpy eagles and many other species around the world. Participate in ecotourism. Visit ecotourism destinations that offer responsible and sustainable wildlife viewing opportunities, including guided tours to see harpy eagles in their natural habitat. Ensure that tourism activities are conducted in a manner that minimizes disturbance to the birds and their environment. Support indigenous communities. Many indigenous communities in Central and South America live in areas where harpy eagles are found. Support initiatives that empower these communities to manage their natural resources sustainably and protect the habitats of harpy eagles and other wildlife. Report illegal activities. If you witness or suspect illegal activities such as poaching, logging, or wildlife trafficking in areas where harpy eagles live, report them to local authorities or conservation organizations. Promote sustainable practices. Encourage sustainable land use practices such as agroforestry and eco-friendly agriculture that help mitigate habitat loss and promote biodiversity conservation in harpy eagle habitats. By taking these actions, individuals can contribute to the conservation of harpy eagles and help ensure their survival for future generations to admire and appreciate. In conclusion, the conservation of harpy eagles is essential for maintaining the balance and health of their tropical rainforest habitats. By supporting conservation efforts, spreading awareness, and advocating for sustainable practices, we can all play a role in protecting these magnificent birds and the ecosystems they inhabit. If you found this information helpful and insightful, please consider liking and sharing it with others who may also be interested in learning about harpy eagles and wildlife conservation. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter or follow us on social media for more updates and opportunities to get involved in conservation efforts. Together, we can make a difference and ensure a brighter future for harpy eagles and all the diverse species that share their habitat. Thank you for your support.